Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. Well, let's take a look at Dali, the speaker manufacturer. And yeah, low to mid-class sound, plus sides. Well, there are a couple. Lots of different models. Prices are okay. Lots of different prices. I mean, they look kind of good. And I think that compared to the the first models that they made, these 8008 models and previous models before that. I think they definitely have improved, and yeah, it's getting more sexy. It's getting a bit more convincing with the newer models. A bit like with B&W and Audio Vector and Dune Audio. They are clearly improving their sound, so that's good. Still a lower end brand, in my opinion. But yeah, let me just go through these specifics so it doesn't seem like I'm just rambling. Um, if you were to line up Dune Audio, Audio Vector, B&W, and Dali speakers, without really being able to see what was going on, if someone did that as a blind test in front of you, and you then had to judge the sound, I would claim that you wouldn't really be able to tell a huge difference between what's what. Yes, they all have their own distinct sound, but I mean, it's just kind of like, it just isn't like real high-end hi-fi music that comes from these brands. I mean, they're kind of okay in the lower end, and it's just like the norm on the market, all of these brands. So yeah, for me that's a bit sad, because I'm into a sort of a sound that's more lively, exotic, special, super consistent, just has all that rare stuff. And I just feel that these brands in general just bore the heck out of me. um and yeah, it's just, emptiness, stylelessness, confusing, hollow, insincere. It's just all the usual stuff that you get from a lot of brands in this in this area of the market, and that's just how it is. It is a lower quality brand, and once in a while these brands, Daily, Dunaudio, Audio Vector, B&W, once in a while they do make a really good speaker. Like B&W, they made that D3 800 model, one of the biggest models that they made. Fantastic speaker, works on a lot of transistor gear, but again, a rarity. The general sound from B&W is kind of like in the middle, not too good, not too bad, just kind of in the middle. And I feel that that's just the same about Daily and Audio Vector, Dune Audio. Just because there's a ribbon tweeter there, just because it has a nice front, and just because it has some new speaker terminals, doesn't mean that the sound has changed that much. I mean, it is more fresh, it is more appealing. That's good. They're clearly doing a job improving the brand, without a doubt. I just find that also, the problem I have with these brands is that every time you hear them, they always have some shit gear on it. It's almost always Denon, or lower end Yamaha, or like the lowest end Nate, and it's just gonna make the sound even worse. So I would suggest that, like I've written down here, go with some medium to top Nate gear on it. Go with some Roxanne. Go with some top Sugden gear. Go with some mid to high class YBA, or even like a high class Macintosh. Maybe an MA 8000 or a 9000 integrated amplifier together with a Macintosh CD player. That's what I feel that a lot of these products, Daily, Dunaudio, Audio Vector, B&W, I just feel that generally they need that in order to stay relevant and have something to offer. Because if you feed all of this used market gear to these brands, that they're just gonna die on you, and you're just gonna get that like empty feeling inside where you're like, did I make a proper choice? Should I have taken the bigger model? Should I have taken maybe a BMW instead? You know, it's kind of, you know, so I'm not really feeling it, you know, just not really feeling it. I just feel that there just isn't a lot there. I mean, there is hope. You can steer the sound, but just make sure you don't get this normal Denon Vincent musical fidelity gear and then put it on some of these brands, because it just makes the sound very irrelevant, I would say, and empty. So at least have some pretend cool gear like Macintosh or Past Labs mid-sized models, because then it's starting to kick off. Then it's becoming relevant, and then it kind of bypasses the whole Dali, Audio, B&W, audio vector type of sound. You know, then you get it like a boost effect. You know, and you might want to even consider. I mean, with these brands, you might want to consider an AudioQuest power bar and FoodTech power plugs, because you want to boost the sound. You want to make it a bit more hi-fi, cool, and relevant and sexy. You know, and it's not the most optimal way of doing it, but at least you're getting something with a bit of class, a bit of style when you do that. So, yeah, that's just my recommendation. It's kind of a like a average type of sound. I wouldn't really want to go up in detail, mid-range, and bass, because they're all kind of like the same with their own priorities. So, yeah, that's my advice. Just go with something that boosts the sound, you know. Go with some FoodTech plugs on some decent cables, and then maybe use some Cardis cables. That's also a good way of boosting the sound. And then have like an AudioQuest Niagara 1000 power bar. And then that's that. Then you've kind of maxed out the sound, and you can still be pretty proud of value-wise what you got for your money, because it's okay. Then at that point, you're getting into a sound that's okay, that's acceptable, that I think most people can actually listen to without having to vomit, feel bad, or like really doubtful. But I would just suggest when buying these brands that just avoid Denon, Vincent, musical fidelity, these types of things, and these very cheap used pieces of gear, Kenwood, Cyrus, all of this stuff, Nakamichi amplifiers on the used market, stuff like that. Just go away from that, and especially, you know, like the lowest end Denon and Yamaha, just completely steer away from that, because it lacks bite, it lacks grunt, it lacks true style and stability. And when you pair that on this type of gear, it just double up on that effect, so it just becomes very uncertain, that type of sound. So yeah, I think that that about covers it. And yeah, remember to like and subscribe, and that I have more than 200 videos on my channel, so try and look at them all. And I hope that really helped you guys. Have a nice day.